What is popping, my Rocket League simps? Baby Bonez here with un outro video, and today we are discussing car control so that you can hit bangers like this. Basically, I felt kind of bad in my last video where I kind of just told y'all to master car control and then skipped over it real fast. Tip number 2, master car control. It is a lot harder in practice than theory. Just hop into a free play or workshop map, learn how to fly around in the air, practice these in custom training packs. Yeah, sorry about that, but hey, now I can pump out another air roll video, right? So yeah, way too many of y'all out there with giant gaps in your aerial play, and it's from a lack of basic mastery. Listen, if you want to hit the juicy clips, you have to master the fundamentals first. So in this video, I'm going to go over the stages in mastering car control from basic all the way to master and how you should be training them. As always, if you find this video or any of my videos helpful, please make sure to subscribe down below. Helps me out a bunch, and I appreciate all of y'all already supporting me. Enough of the intro, let's hop into it. The important idea that I want y'all to understand is that car control is very much a linear process. That is to say, you should learn one mechanic, then add another, and so on. Like a house, right? You start with the foundation, then add like windows, I guess, and then you add like disco balls. I don't know, I'm not a fucking scientist. The point is, way too many low-ranked players go right for ceiling shots and air dribbles, and they can't pull them off in-game because they still haven't mastered the basics of car control. A plat going for a double flip reset is like a shack with a disco ball in it. Stancher, the metaphor feels like it's breaking down. Is it? It's good enough. Anyway, you want your learning to be incremental, and this way your aerial play will actually be effective, and then you can add in all the fun flashy stuff later, and you'll actually be able to pull it off in game. So let's talk about building your own car control mansion. The foundation of car control rests on two main mechanics. They are fast aerials and basic control. Now, I think the importance of fast aerials is vastly overlooked by the Rocket League community. Most people think it's the fastest way to get into the air, and that's all they think about it. And while it is the fastest way, the ability to cancel your momentum with your second jump is massive and widely underestimated. The fact is, canceling your forward momentum is what actually frees you up to maneuver your car in the air. A lot of low-rank players don't quite have a grasp on Rocket League physics yet, and this is why you see so many low-rank aerials that look like this. This is because all of their momentum is traveling forward, and they're trying to go up. So practice canceling your forward momentum with your second jump so that you are free to control your car in the air. Practice slowing down before an aerial and see if you can adapt your fast aerial to all kinds of aerials. Low, high, fast, slow, etc. Check and see if you can get to the ceiling with just 50 boosts. Ultimately, guys, there is 0 point in having awesome car control if you can't fast aerial. Alright, so let's talk about the second foundational mechanic, and it is basic air control. Basic control is the ability to stay in the air without using any aerial inputs. It's pretty simple, and there are 3 drills I want you to make sure you can do before moving to the next stage. The first drill is pretty simple, and it is just to stay in the air, work on feathering and manipulating your car. Adding in some flips will make it more difficult to stay in the air and put some pressure on you. The next drill is going to be flying from net to net and aiming for the middle of the crossbar. Adding in a target with this drill helps you adjust with purpose, that way you're moving towards a goal. The final drill is to go into a custom training pack with some basic low-level aerials and just practice making contact on moving balls. You'll notice these drills are getting progressively more difficult, and that is the idea. Start with just staying in the air, then towards a target, then a moving target. You want to make sure that your training is right at the edge of your ability always. Again, all of this is with no air roll yet, and these are merely suggestions for drills. You can always train however you feel. So, it's pretty basic stuff so far, just fast aerial and basic air control. Now this is the foundation that we could start to add all of the other mechanics to, and you want to be comfortable with basic control and fast aerials before moving on to the next stage. Stage number 2 is going to be adding in air rolls and increasing efficiency. I'm going to recommend you use the basic air roll button and not air roll left or air roll right yet. I think it's easier to learn with regular air roll, but plenty of people feel differently, and those people are stupid, so bind air roll. As I'm sure most of you know, the air roll bind is just a bind that when pressed changes your left stick inputs into rolls instead of pitches. That's just a disclaimer for people who might not know. As far as increasing efficiency is concerned, your best bet is to subscribe to my channel so that I can continue putting out this sweet top tier content and you guys can keep watching it for free. Was this plug too obvious? Who cares? Most of you guys are the ones who aren't subscribing. To those of you who do, thank you. You look nice today. I like that hat on you. Looks really good. Anyway, let's talk about how you should incorporate and train air rolling. Air rolling, by definition, is an adjustment, and it is a more effective adjustment than air steering would be because it's more fluid and immediate. However, if you watched my last video, you would know that adjustments actually slow you down, right? You don't want to zigzag to the ball. You want to fly in a straight line to get to the ball as fast as possible. So this is where you incorporate air rolling into your basic control. You should only air roll in two places during an aerial. Right in the beginning to set your trajectory right, then fly straight using your basic control, and right before you make contact, you want to air roll to make solid contact. This way, the majority of the aerial is in a straight line using that basic control. So, we've established when and why you should air roll. Let's talk about training. Because air rolling is so dynamic, you'll need to train a bunch of different situations, and I've laid out some specific drills to help you. The first drill I want you to practice is air roll shots. I know. Bonez, that is in aerial control. Okay, but it will teach you how to adjust quickly and efficiency with air roll, and it'll get you more comfortable with the air roll bind. I want you to focus on making solid contact and really have a lot of accuracy on your hits. Now, drill number 2 is to hop into free play and fly around the ball. Try to stay on that center circle line. I know, I make it look easy. I'm just that good. But trust me, it's much harder than it looks. This is going to help you with tiny, precise adjustments, as well as control with boost usage. Drill number 3 is where car control really starts to hurt brains. Unless you're me, because I have a big brain and I've never struggled at anything in my life. Anyway, you need to learn how to control your car from different perspectives. So you need to practice flying around backwards and sideways. This is absolutely brutal at first, but slowly it will come to you. Just start off by flying around in free play, then move to more difficult drills, just like you did with basic control, because that is what this is. It's basic control, just with your controls flipped or your controls sideways, etc. Also, try to mix this in with your other training, because if you aerial around backwards for like 3 hours, it will definitely fuck you up when you try and switch back to forwards. Just throw in like 20 to 30 minutes every now and then. And that's going to bring us to drill number 4, and that is to practice awkward angles. Aerials can get weird and awkward, and in game you will almost never have a slow lofting aerial where you're perfectly lined up. So you need to practice awkward shots like shadow defense and redirects, etc., just to increase efficiency and really master all aspects of car control. Alright y'all, so on top of these very specific drills, you can practice higher aerials, flying from goal to goal, workshop maps. Here's the deal, there are a bunch of great drills for you to practice car control, so I don't want to limit y'all to just 2 or 3 or 4. Hell, you could even consider some basic air dribbles and double taps at this point, but before you move on to the next stage, you should be able to confidently hit most aerials. You should be able to hit aerials while you're flying backwards and sideways, and hit shots from awkward angles, and that's a lot. Most people are in diamond before they even come close to mastering this, but keep in mind, these are all very important mechanics that have to be learned for effectiveness in the air before you move on to the really fancy mechanics. Alright y'all, stage 3 is here. It's time to party, right? Break out the disco balls. So, at this point you have mastered the basics. It is time to move on to the fun mechanics. That's right, all my platinum simps. I am now giving you the green light to go wild. But you need to make sure you've mastered those first 2 stages. I cannot stress that enough. And when you do, double taps, air dribbles, flip resets, ceiling shots can all be practiced. And you will notice it is much easier to perform these mechanics because of the foundation you have built up. You have more precision, more boost efficiency, you're faster, and these all help to introduce advanced aerial mechanics into your game. But of course, this wouldn't be a Baby Bonez aerial video if I didn't talk about directional aerial. This is the final mechanic you should learn and introduce into your game. Now, I've made, I don't know, 1,000 videos on this, so if you want to learn it, just click on my channel. Just know that it is the next step in making your adjustments more effective. As far as training all the other advanced mechanics, it's gonna take a little time. And I can't prescribe some very specific 1, 2, 3 step list, but I'll tell you how I learn all of the advanced mechanics and how I train them currently. First off, I highly recommend that right when you pick up a brand new mechanic that you practice it mostly in custom training to begin with. And once you've built up a good understanding, move into free play to add variants, and finally hop into some casual 1v1s and try to set it up in game. This is the progression I use because it really helps you to master it, right? Start off just learning it, then get some variants into that training, then go into a casual game and really see how you can set it up in game. So, just to sum all of it up, car control is a linear progression that starts with basic control, then air rolls, and switching perspective. Once you master the basics, it's party time to go for all the fun stuff. And remember, it takes time to progress. So don't expect to be a freestyle master with 200,000 subs on YouTube right away. All of this being said, y'all, that is gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for the support lately. You've really been helping a young man out. Make sure to subscribe and comment down below about what videos you want to see in the future. If you want to reach out to me, my socials are in the description, including my Twitch where I stream most days. And yeah, have un buen día o un buen noche si eres una persona nocturna como me.